Getting lost in the music is great, except if you're driving. Nissan's available Intelligent Safety Shield technologies could help you avoid bad drivers. Hurry into your local Nissan store and get great offers during the Safety Today event. Or shop ChooseNissan.com today. Now, back to the music.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 264 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And if you haven't already done so, folks, please spread it around like wildfire that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, folks, all right? You got all kinds of little Facebook like buttons and retweet this buttons right next to your player right there, all right? Use and abuse those freaking buttons, baby. It's just a freaking click. Moreover, if you haven't already done so, folks, follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? Now, we are live, folks, and we are live every Monday through Friday here, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to tell everybody from your granny and your mammy and everybody that you know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, folks, there's a lot of news to get to today. I want to try to get to your calls. I want to try to do a lot of things today, but there's just so much news being bombarded at us, and it's not necessarily the best if you want to know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get right into it. U.S. jobless claims, folks, hit more than a one-year high, for Christ's sake. It looks as if the middle class is almost near extinct. This has happened completely within the tenure of not only one Barack Obama, but lest we forget that the Democrats and these damn left-wing, long-haired, liberal, bedwetting, hippie-ass clowns that represent our political spectrum on the left had complete and total control of this government when Barack Obama took office. And I think that we are seeing, not only in this country, but in other leftist countries throughout the international community, the consequence of leftist political philosophy, economics, and social engineering, folks. All right, I'm not joking around. This is just ridiculous. I mean, you see these numbers? I mean, it's making the whole market go helter-skelter, folks. All right, we'll get to the market here in a second. But I've been sitting here saying, ever since I came back and started doing this broadcast about, several months ago, I've been suggesting that this economy is ready to go into another 2008-2009 scenario. The precursors are all around. This is not a joke, folks. This is why I know people, when I came back, were suggesting that I do market analysis, because that's what I used to do when I started this broadcast, True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I used to give stock market analysis and commodities analysis, folks. Made a lot of people a lot of money back in the day. That's why a lot of people like this broadcast. And since I've come back, I have told everybody to stay clear away, at least from the equities market. Yeah, that's right, folks. When I started True Capitalist Radio, and I hate to keep beating a dead horse here, but Got to keep beating this goddamn little son of a bitch. When I started True Capitalist Radio, the Dow Jones Industrials was like at 7,000 or 8,000 points. All right, folks, it's reached 18,000+ points within this time. And that's why I alluded to everybody at the time to go into the damn stock market, for Christ's sake. What are you doing? Stop playing with your Peter Popper and go into the stock market. I mean, it was Warren Buffett that, if you just look at his philosophy, when everybody's leaving the market, that's when your ass has to go into the market, all right? I mean, it's as simple as that. That's why I am waiting for the next crash, folks. And it's looming, and I don't know when it's going to happen. Now, I suggested that the reason that this next crash is hard to time is because now the merging of Wall Street and government have made it pretty much impossible to calculate if you're a traditional investor in the traditional finance sense, because I'm telling you right now, all these instruments of finance have merged with government, and they are in control on whether or not we are going to have a crash or when we're not, folks. All right? I mean, this is centralized planning. I mean, that's really what Stimulus Package 2, the bailouts, all that crap in 2008, 2009, that's all it was. It was a merging of government, for Christ's sake. It was the biggest wealth transfer in world history. And look at the consequence of it, folks. Huh? Look at this. Jobless claims hit more than 1 year high. Middle class is damn near extinct. I mean, there are so many damn negatives as it relates to this economy. But if you take a look at the stock market and in relation to the commodities market, it doesn't know where to go. I mean, not even these merged investors, because there are no private investors anymore, folks. Like I suggested earlier, one of my previous broadcasts, you remember we used to see all these little trading company commercials? You know, I don't want to, give any out, but, there used to be a trading commercial that used to use a talking baby and, another trade, Charles, what's his name, all those trading companies used to bombard us, remember, with advertising. That's because back in the 90s, all right, in the early 2000s, the individual investor actually invested. I mean, people took their own earnings and invested in the stock markets on their own. People don't do that anymore. All right, everybody nowadays is just giving their money to some supposed financial advisor that's supposed to make, supposed to make them money for some. I never understood the concept of one giving one's whole life savings to a complete goddamn stranger and saying, hey, can you please make me some more money? I mean, this is my life savings, and I need for you to make me some more money. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense, but that's what the majority of America has done, folks. I mean, good God, look at all the financial institutions, for Christ's sake, man. It's ridiculous. I mean, and take a look at how much of the percentage of the GDP financial institutions take out of the economy. It's ridiculous. It's paperwork. It's pathetic. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to oversee these markets here because I want to show you how helter-skelter these investors are, and that not even these idiots know what the hell to do. I mean, it's just because traditional investing, folks, if you were a traditional investor pre-2009, traditionally when the stocks went down in value, commodities would raise up in value. And, of course, commodities are things like gold, silver, oil, corn, beef, those types of commodities. Things would go up, all right? Unfortunately, that is not the case any longer because I don't think that these idiots know what they're doing because they've created this ridiculous, complicated scheme of crap that not only can't the supposed financial experts really explain or properly comprehend, but not even the idiots that created this crap, these bureaucrats that created these ridiculous regulatory structures and bureaucracies and mergings and bailouts and all this crap. They don't even know what the hell they did. So I'm just going to read to you the market breakdown here really fast. We're going to move on with the broadcast, folks. Dow Jones Industrial somehow came back up here at the end of the day it actually closed the day on an increase at 9.38 points, closing out the index at 17,720.50. S&P 500, it's been taking a beating as it relates, at least for the past year, 2 years. It's down 0.35. The index total is 2064.11. Excuse me, 2064.11. I don't really invest that much in the S&P, but to see it at that low rate, that's unbelievable. And, of course, you've got the bubble, which is the NASDAQ composite, which is nothing but a bunch of tech stocks, overinflated, bunch of venture capitalists backed up and, screwball, bailed out financial institution underwritten, pump and dump stocks, if you want my personal opinion. But all that pump and dump is still making it close to 5,000 as far as the whole composite is concerned. It was down today 23.35 points. It closed out the NASDAQ composite at 4,737.34 points. So once again, folks, I mean, the investors don't know what to do. I mean, if you take a look at the commodities are no different. You would think, hey, we saw a little bit of decrease in stocks. Traditional investing would make you believe that you would have an increase in commodities. Now, if you take a look right now, oil has been taking a beating on the day. It's just barely coming out of its slump here. It is up 0.45%. That's WTI sweet crude. The barrel is at 46.44 a barrel. Brent crude is up, 0.69%. Brent crude is at 47.93 a barrel. We've got gold. It's taken a little bit of a slump, which is untraditional when equities decrease once again. But gold spot is down about 1%, closing out at about 1,264.37 per troy ounce. Of course, the only thing that I can see green in any kind of winning on the day as it relates to commodities is corn. That's right. I mean, corn is up 3% on the goddamn day, for Christ's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. What does that mean? I've been used to having these 5 for $1 corns and 7 for $1 corns, for Christ's sake. That price right there represents to me we're going to start seeing 2 for $1 corn like it's freaking gold or something. But once again, folks, I mean, this is a helter-skelter market. That's why the only thing I have suggested to people since I've come back in late March of this year is to possibly entertain exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in coordination with the increase of oil, gold, silver. And anybody who did that, you're making some generous profits from late March to now. I can guarantee you that, folks. I mean, and of course, I've already explained the whole financial instrument of an ETF. It acts as if it's a fund because really, it's basically going in line with whatever the ETF's objective is. Some ETF's objective is to, go up in value when certain things go down in value. Some ETFs are coordinated to go up in value when certain things go up in value. So, these ETFs are very complicated, very tricky. But I have alluded to the fact to entertain the idea of investing in ETFs in correlation with oil, gold, silver, going up in value, at least here until after the election, in my personal opinion. And then once the election happens, we're going to see what happens. I mean, in my personal opinion, I'm not going to make any speculation on the economy because, in my personal opinion, this is not traditional finance that we're dealing with any longer, folks. This is central planned economy. It's planned by these bureaucrats that have merged or, that have I don't know if it's collusion, merging, I don't know what it is, but they are in cahoots with everybody who's on Wall Street. It's obvious, all right? I mean, they're propping up all kinds of nonsense. I mean, that's why they keep printing out money, folks. They keep printing out money because where's the money going? It ain't going into the pockets of Americans. I mean, all this printed money isn't going into the pockets of the American folks to go consume, to create new businesses, to create new innovations, to create new manufacturing, to create new anything. No, you know where it all is? It's all in this goddamn stock market, folks. That's why these ridiculous prices are so inflated, based on no earnings, based on lots of debt. A lot of these companies. I mean, completely against the fundamentals of business in general. You've got a lot of these damn companies that have no business being the price they are, but because everybody, all this printed money, the government, the Federal Reserve, they've been printing money for Christ's sake, and it's gone nowhere. It's gone straight into the stock market. It's gone straight into the real estate market. That's why if you've tried to buy a house, it's freaking ridiculous, for Christ's sake. I mean, I cashed out in it. Don't get me wrong. I was like, man, people are going to pay this price nowadays for this crap? I'm serious. I'm not joking. I mean, it's ridiculous. You should go to East Austin, all right, which used to be the ghetto of Austin, for Christ's sake. Prices are so expensive in this goddamn town. They've actually, by de facto, because people want to move here and make it some kind of damn leftist liberal hole from all other liberal parts of life all over the country, they've actually, how can I put it, implemented a de facto gentrification on the neighborhoods, and they're still doing it as we speak in East Austin, for Christ's sake. I mean, East Austin garbage is now, valuable property, for Christ's sake, because, folks, where's the money? I mean, we printed all this money. Where is it? You're seeing it in the inflated prices of real estate, of stocks. I mean, it's where it's at. This is where all this garbage is. I mean, it'd be a different story if people were out here and they were, blowing the money out, exchanging goods and services, so on and so forth. But good God. Anyway, I didn't mean to, get off too much time on the economy there, folks. But look, jobless claims are hitting highs here. We're seeing a lot of layoffs. A lot of retailers are starting to show that they may not be around for too much longer. J.C. Penney's is suggesting once again it may collapse. Macy's is going through some turbulent times, and let me tell you, when the retailers start, feeling the pinch, and look, this, when I compare J.C. Penney to Macy's, those are two different buying demographics right there, right? Macy's, it's got some fair to high-end merchandise that individuals would have to pay a considerable amount for if they want to purchase from this department store, whereas J.C. Penney has got cheap crap, in my opinion, just cheap garbage. And yet both of these damn stores are finding it hard to find customers. So once again, folks, this isn't looking very good. We're also seeing a lot of decline in some of these white-collar jobs, and that was the first sign. And I was on the air during that time. I was telling everybody that, hey, we're going to have an impending economic situation, and everybody thought I was an idiot. Well, I'm telling you once again, we are going to have another impending situation. And if I were you, all right, if I were you all, I would not be holding any kind of debt in relation to secured debt, in my personal opinion, because let me tell you, worst case scenario, okay, what happened in the Great Depression. Now, let me tell you what really happened in the Great Depression, okay? When the run at the banks happened after the Great Depression, and look, there was a lot of, there's a whole bunch of details in relation to the Great Depression and so on and so forth. But basically what caused it was the run at the banks, all right, the run at the banks. Now, when everybody went to go take their money out the banks because they were scared crapless that they were going to lose everything, which is a very valid fear, unfortunately the banks, they don't have your money, folks, especially in this warped fractional reserve banking system of today. They sure as hell don't have your money, all right? I mean, why do you think that they're implementing negative interest rates in Europe and considering it to do it here? And for you that don't know what negative interest rates are, that means when every month, instead of the bank paying you interest, you are paying the bank interest. Why? I don't know. That's a good freaking question. I have no idea. All right? But let me get back to the point at hand here. All right? When the Great Depression happened, the run of the banks happened, okay? What the banks had to do was recall all those loans that were outstanding that were on the bank's books. That's home loans, that's business loans. I mean, that's a lot of different loans out there. And of course, folks, when somebody has a loan outstanding, they don't have the money to pay the loan back. So what happens? Well, the bank has to foreclose. And let me tell you, folks, you need to read your deed or you need to read your loan a little bit more closely. I mean, they can recall that loan at any time. Anytime. And if you don't have the money, they can relinquish the obligation of the loan and take the collateral, which is your home, your business, or whatever you put up as collateral in exchange for the money or the loan that you applied for. And then what they do with that is they go out and they sell it, for the highest bidder to try to recoup their assets in an attempt to offset the runs at the bank, which, of course, was never going to happen because that's what caused the Great Depression. A similar situation is what caused the Great Recession of 2008, 2009. Now, I don't want to get into the whole that crap because that's even more complicated, but I've gotten into the fact that it was the derivative securities market, and I don't want to get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that tomorrow or something, but once again, the same crap, different plate. This time around, if you're holding any kind of goddamn bank loan, in my personal opinion, and there's another run at the bank, and let me tell you, a run at the bank is as simple as people pulling out their goddamn direct deposit paychecks at this point in time. I'm serious, folks. Why do you think these banks and these employers force you now to get direct deposit? Direct deposit. They don't even cut you checks anymore, where you can go and cash your check and you have your money in your pocket. You don't even have that anymore. And then if you want to go get your money out of the bank, it's a damn piss and blood test just to get your goddamn money out, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is the kind of madness that we are in at this point in time. This is why Donald Trump's presidency is so essential. And that's a pretty good prelude into the things we're going to talk about next. But that's why Donald Trump's presidency is so essential. We need some capitalist ideas to be able to fix the mess that these ridiculous bureaucrats got us into for the past 40 years, 50 years, for Christ's sake, man. It is ridiculous what has happened to this country. Negative interest rates, I'm telling you. Anyway, it's impending at any time, in my personal opinion, and I've cashed out. I'm trying to hold as much liquid as possible because what I believe will happen is we'll have another 2008, 2009 scare. But I think that the government, the Federal Reserve, they've got one more round of printing, one more round of quantitative easing that could potentially offset of course, it's just kicking the can down the road, but it's offsetting the potential danger that could happen in the next retraction, which we are currently seeing the beginnings of right now, if you want my opinion. All right, because once the economic contraction happens, I mean, that's when everything else just kind of folds like origami. All right, and I do believe that the government can bail out this whole garbage once again, and just like in 2009, folks, when I started broadcasting as True Capitalist Radio and was telling everybody to go into the stock market once the damn Dow Jones Industrials was 7,000 or 8,000 points, I mean, that's when you make wealth. You understand? That's how Warren Buffett has become one of the richest freaking bastards in the world, because he understood that what people need to have is liquid. They need to have assets. They need to have liquidable assets during bad times, because that's when you want to go in. When everything's crashing down, that's when you want to go in. That's when you want to start buying things up, baby. All right? And you want to put yourself, in a position where you have enough assets and you have enough liquidity to be able to do so, to be able to become a major player during the time everybody's trying to get rid of everything. All right? I'm serious. This is how Warren Buffett makes their money. It's how all the badass investors make their capital. So that is my advice to you. All right, wait for the next crash. Make sure to be able to have at least enough assets and liquidity and assets to be able to go out and be able to hook something up as it relates to the downfall of the stock market, of the real estate market. Everything's going to pop, all right? Everything is going to pop. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next subject matter. Did you hear that Donald Trump met with the Republican quote-unquote leaders today? I mean, it didn't seem like it went very well, for Christ's sake, because you got this stupid little pipsqueak, this ridiculous, fruity-ass bastard, Paul Ryan, suggesting that, in bureaucratic fashion, that the talks went well, but I'm not going to say that I endorse the man, so, yeah. And I'm telling you, folks, this is all about money. This is all about money. The Cheesehead Mafia with Reince Priebus and Paul Ryan, these are the two in opposition, to the Donald Trump candidacy. I mean, of course, Ted Cruz, too, but who gives a crap about that sniveling weasel? I mean, man, that idiot has shown his true colors. Can somebody please tweet at that son of a bitch and tell him to go away already? I mean, he has just completely demeaned his brand, his name, his credibility. I mean, what a sniveling piece of unscrupulous trash. I wouldn't trust that bastard with my dog, man. What a piece of crap. But I'm digressing here, folks. Once again, this Donald Trump meeting with the Republican leaders, they're calling for unity, but of course the main vocal critics that have failed to back up vocally a Donald Trump candidacy have still failed to declare themselves backing up Donald Trump. And I'm talking about damn Reince Priebus. I'm talking about goddamn Paul Ryan. This is the Cheesehead Mafia. They're from Wisconsin. And let me tell you, if this pisses you off about Paul Ryan doing this kind of shenanigans, for Christ's sake, I would strongly urge you to do whatever it is within your sphere of influence via social media, via, blogging, vlogging, whatever the case might be, and promote the candidate that is running against Paul Ryan in his Wisconsin district. And I'm talking about Paul Nehlen. Paul Nehlen, believe it or not, polls are showing that this man actually has a shot at squeezing out a victory against Paul Ryan. So I think Paul Ryan is rolling the dice on a whole bunch of stuff, trying to be a power-hungry totalitarian bureaucrat. All right, I mean, I think that this asshole is risking not only the chairman, the chair position at the convention this summer, but this man is also risking his Speaker of the House spot, and moreover, I think that he is, risking his reelection, for Christ's sake. So I strongly advise everybody on the Trump train to do whatever you can. I mean, whatever it is, memes, blogs, vlogs, forum post, whatever, promote Paul Nehlen, who is running against Paul Ryan. Let's get Paul Ryan the hell out. Let's get him out of there. Let me tell you something. For you folks that haven't listened, I mean, we broke the story about his mother having two dead spouses and, economically benefiting generously as it relates to that. And, of course, even though it sounds like a Forensic Files episode, I can't find no toxicology reports, no autopsy reports as it relates to Paul Murray Ryan, Paul Ryan's father, or Bruce Douglas, excuse me. So anyway, I don't want to digress into that, but once again, Paul Ryan, this idiot, has never had a freaking real day's work in his life. The partnerships, that's right, he didn't get trust funds. He got partnerships that are ran by the Ryan family. Those partnerships that he inherited, all right, basically funded his little political campaign coming up in Wisconsin. They paid for his goddamn, campaign going into the goddamn Congress. And it's still paying for him at this point in time until he got with his wife, Jana. Oh, yeah, Jana. Jana's the one who gave him enough money via marriage so that he can buy that, $4.5 million house in Wisconsin out there. What is it, Janesville, Wisconsin? This is the house that was built and designed by the man who started the Parker Pen Company. I mean, this is just disgusting. Anyway, like I said, I'm digressing here, folks. Go out and support Paul Nehlen. Let everybody know that's in Wisconsin. If you know any cheeseheads out there, tell them Paul Nehlen, go out there, vote for this son of a bitch. All right, enough of Paul Ryan. Enough of Paul Ryan. I've had enough of him. I mean, this is the same guy, him and Mitch McConnell, that gave Obama a blank check with this omnibus bill, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, can you believe this? Blank check, and these are supposed to be conservatives. They're supposed to be conservative. I'm a conservative. Gave Obama a blank check with this omnibus bill, which allowed funding for sanctuary cities, which allowed funding to bring in these wild Yehudis, these migrants that are basically invading Europe, you know, giving them money to bring them over here, give them new Social Security numbers, push out black and Hispanic families out of Section 8 housing, and put these wild Yehudis in there. I'm serious, folks. If you think I'm joking, if you think that, he doesn't know what he's talking about, it's the truth. It's happening all over America, for Christ's sake. I read, a couple of weeks ago, they just dumped a whole bunch of these wild Yehudis in the middle of the Dakotas somewhere. You know, in bum-ass some Dakota city or something. Look it up. You're on Google, for Christ's sake. You're on the internets. Stop playing with your Peter Popper and look it up. Anyway, folks, once again, I'm sick of these freaking Republican establishment jerk-offs. They're trying to hold on to power, and they are not going to keep it, all right? Because this has been a capitalist revolution that has happened right before our eyes, folks, and it has been sparked by Donald Trump, all right? The capitalists have taken control of the GOP, and these establishment career bureaucrats do not want to let go of it. And let me tell you something, you bureaucrats. This GOP, the RNC, it's ours. It belongs to us now. Now get the hell out of here and go to the unemployment line where you belong. You soulless, useless, paper-pushing pieces of nipple-clamp-loving, butt-plug up-the-ass-looking, wish you had a goddamn life with your closet-molesting boys when you're a wrestling coach having pieces of trash. This is our GOP. It belongs to us now. It's the capitalists' GOP. We took it over, and we're going right after that White House, boy. Do you understand that? The capitalist revolution is going right after that White House. Anyway, folks, I'm going off keister here. Once again, I don't know where this meeting went as far as it relates to Donald Trump and the Republican leaders, but obviously it didn't go very far. Because this jerk-ass, fails to endorse Donald Trump, which is overwhelmingly, because of the people's will, should be, at this point, solidified as the nominee with everybody. But, of course, bureaucrats, Anyway, folks, let's move on with the broadcast. Bernie Sanders is still trying to keep these people's dreams alive in the socialist arena. All right, I'm serious. I mean, give me a freaking break, man. I mean, this guy is winding his campaign down. I'm reading more and more. This guy is spending less and less of his campaign contribution funds, firing campaign workers, laying off people from staffs all over the country, for Christ's sake. And yet, the fervor for this 75-year-old prostate-infected communist socialist bastard continues to rise. Like I've said, folks, and I've been saying this to these Bernie Sanders supporters, Jesus Christ, for the past month and a half, 2 months, it's a little late, all right? You idiots on the freaking feel the burn Bernie Sanders side were too busy worried about what we were doing over here on the Trump train. Meanwhile, you had Hillary Rotten Clinton and everybody else in the damn DNC basically conspiring, figuring out what the hell's going to happen. And let me tell you, I don't even think the DNC themselves know what's going to happen, but they do know that ain't going to have anything to do with Bernie Sanders. Woo! I'm serious. It ain't going to have nothing to do with Bernie Sanders, all right? I mean, and this guy just continues on. He keeps these freaking socialist idiots' hopes alive, and he doesn't have a shot in hell. he just won the primaries in West Virginia, and yet he tied the amount of delegates with Hillary Clinton in the state. It doesn't even make any sense. I'm telling you, he doesn't care. All this garbage about, I'm Bernie Sanders, and I promise I'm going to take it all the way to the convention. I'm Bernie Sanders. I'm going to make sure that I go to the convention, and I go up to Hillary Clinton, and I tell her, you don't know what it's like to be poor. You don't know what it's like to be Bernie Sanders and have to get up 4 or 5 times a night to do the bathroom. You don't know. Just shut up, Bernie. God damn it, just shut up. Jesus Christ, he's got these stupid, dumb kids thinking that he's going to give them free college. And I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. You already got free college, man. I mean, why do you think most arenas of supposed higher education are now bombarded with ghetto-fied pieces of garbage, turning it into, an episode of freaking Boys in the Hood or something? I'm serious, and if you don't believe me, folks, please do a YouTube search on, campus fights, campus dorm fights, campus brawls. I mean, this is happening on a frequent basis, where people are just getting in all-out, disgusting, ghetto-fied brawls for no reason. I mean, they're not even in an arena where it should be. They're at their dorms. They're in the, they're in their goddamn freaking quads. They're in their classrooms, for Christ's sake. I saw one person go ridiculous on some freaking poor professor, which, I don't really care. I think professors, with all due respect, are slime. I mean, they're just as horrific as a politician. I mean, these are the same assholes that are dumbing down our children with this ridiculous leftist pussified safe space. Oh, please don't hurt me, and I'm triggered. These are those assholes, and I could care less. But I'm serious. I mean, what's even more unfortunate, folks, is the reason that these scenes are out there is because we have a government grant system. All right, I mean, it's not like if you don't have an opportunity and, you're from the hood or you're from some white trailer park or you're from some Mexican barrio that you can't just go out and apply for a goddamn government grant and get it. Why do you think they're all out there? You think that they're mamas, Shaniqua with the freaking 7 kids and the freaking long fingernails and her hair did all the time? You think that she got a freaking college fund for Tyrone? Give me a break. Anyway, I didn't mean to digress there. Anyway, Bernie Sanders keeping these socialist dreams alive, for Christ's sake. Pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. All right? Pathetic. Makes me sick. All right? Anyway, I want to take a couple of your calls and see what you have to say, folks. All right? 516-453-9903. Bernie Sanders still keeping people's, at least not people's, but socialist hopes alive. Before I take your call, I also want to talk about something very serious that came out of the Daily Caller. The Persian Gulf Sheikhs gave Bill and Hillary Clinton $100 million. Oh, it all comes clear now. Seriously, it all comes clear now, doesn't it? Huh? I mean, doesn't this make it even a more of a reason why this woman put classified documentation and classified documents on a goddamn private email server? And to quote, it was convenient for me, so that's why I did it. Bull crap. You had 100 million reasons to go ahead and set up that honeypot for whoever and whatever, for whatever reason. And I've suggested this time and time again, folks. I believe that email server, in my opinion, was nothing more than a ploy, a honeypot for this woman to go put classified documents in this email server so that whoever could just go in there and pretend it was a hacking, get the documents so that Hillary Clinton can have plausible deniability as it relates to any potential leaks of classified information, all right? And that's all there is to it, in my opinion. I mean, come on, man. I mean, give me a break. $100 million from the freaking Persian Gulf sheikhs. Who do you think her loyalty is, huh? I mean, does it make sense why she was so adamant about bringing down Muammar Gaddafi? A socialist, mind you. I don't hear you goddamn Bernie Sanders idiots crying for that guy. A socialist, a secular socialist. I mean, it all makes sense now why she wanted to bring down Mubarak, right? Oh, it all comes clear. She got 100 million reasons why, for Christ's sake. And that doesn't include the money she gets from Goldman Sachs, doesn't include the money she gets from George Soros, doesn't include the money she gets from all these different sources, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you, you people still want this woman as your president? I mean, the DNC, in my personal opinion, doesn't even want this woman as their candidate any longer, for Christ's sake, man. And look, why do you think the FBI head, all right, the head of the FBI, was it Comey? He came out and said, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm being pressured. I'm being pressured in this investigation as it relates to this email classified information situation. I'm getting pressured. I mean, he sounded like a little bitch, for Christ's sake, when he made his statement. I mean, you're the freaking head of the FBI and you're feeling pressure? Who in the hell is pressuring the head of the FBI? Could somebody explain that? Who's that guy? Who's that guy that's out there muscling the FBI and cowering them to the point where the head of the FBI is going out in a freaking press conference saying, look, I'm being pressured. I need some more time. I mean, give me a break, man. I mean, do you remember J. Edgar Hoover, the cross-dresser, whatever? This guy was one of the most powerful men in America because he was the head of the FBI. Now look at this head of the FBI. Are you joking? Who's giving you pressure, Comey? Seriously, with all due respect, sir, who is giving you pressure? Who has the authority? Who has the clout to give the head of the FBI, quote, pressure? And let me tell you, I don't think that Comey did that on accident. I think that he's genuinely trying to document something through the media to suggest that, hey, look, I actually want to freaking prosecute this broad, but I can't because she knows where the bodies are buried or something of that nature. All right? And the reason I believe that he came out and suggested that he's being pressured is because, look, I know for a fact that Hillary Clinton knows where the bodies are buried. She basically has every skeleton of everybody's closet in her back pocket. She'll bring down Washington before she's brought in for any kind of justice. All right? That's first and foremost, and that's the reason why Comey isn't just going right after this woman's jugular and throwing her in a jail cell. All right? All right. Secondly, I believe that Comey is being pressured by the Obama people because, as I've suggested, and we'll talk about it here in a second, as I've suggested, Joe Biden is being prepped, and I've been saying this ever since I came back on this broadcast. I've been saying it, that they are prepping Joe Biden to usurp the DNC nomination from Hillary Rotten Clinton. That's the whole reason why they have Bernie Sanders continuously in this stupid race for presidency, even though he doesn't have a chance in hell legitimately. They're just trying to politically demoralize Hillary Clinton to show the delegates and those that are in charge within the party that, look, she can't even beat a Bernie Sanders. I mean, what makes you think she can beat a Donald Trump? Secondly, I think they're keeping this goddamn email scandal alive because, in my personal opinion, they are going to utilize that email scandal amidst a whole bunch of other things that this Hillary Rotten Clinton has done, which reports have slowly come out. As a matter of fact, I think it's rather convenient that this Daily Caller got this information about the Clinton Foundation and the Clintons getting $100 million from Persian sheikhs. So once again, folks, I strongly believe, and I'm starting to believe now that it's a 75% chance that Hillary Rotten Clinton is usurped by Joe Biden as the new nomination for the DNC. All right, now look, why do you think Joe Biden came out today and said that Elizabeth Warren, goofy Elizabeth Warren, would have been his vice president, huh? I mean, he's putting out feelers, baby. He's suggesting the idea. He's implanting the inception in the voters' heads already, all right? I'm serious. I mean, this is classic leftism. This is classic leftist politics. I know exactly what these leftists are doing, all right? I mean, it's more than obvious, for Christ's sake. So once again, why do you think Joe Biden came out today and said, Elizabeth Warren would have been my vice president? Because I'm telling you, folks, he's positioning himself to take the nomination away from Hillary Rotten Clinton, for Christ's sake, man. I'm not kidding around. I mean, this is politics at its best. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter who on the left is nominated for the presidency. These people could care less about America. And I've said that time and time again. They could care less. Their ambition is pure, unadulterated, international, bureaucratic, institutionalist power. Why do you think that each and every one of these idiots on the left are all for open borders, or all for, giving treaties to international bureaucracies, giving authority to international institutions? Because as I stated, folks, anybody who's a career bureaucrat, anybody who's a career politician in America, they can only hit so far in the bureaucratic hierarchy before they realize, well, where else do I go? You go into the international institutionalist bureaucracies like the United Nations, NATO, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, the IAEA. Jesus Christ, I can name a whole bunch of freaking international bureaucratic organizations, for Christ's sake. And if that doesn't work, how about non-government organizations like the Red Cross? And it's just a scam. It's all. That's why Donald Trump's candidacy is so goddamn impactful in these bureaucrats' faces, man. They can't believe it. They can't believe that their game, their scam, might be up. It might just be up, and I hope it is, for Christ's sake. I hope it is. Anyway, 516-453-9903. I want to hear from you folks. Let's take some callers here and see if anybody has anything to say. And once again, please refrain any kind of goddamn ridiculousness, prank calls, splices, or any of that nonsense to the radio graffiti portion of the show, please. All right. How about 614? You're on the horn. What's going on?
Hey, Ghost, did you hear the court just backed the GOP's challenge of payments with the Obamacare law?
Yeah, I just read about that, but once again, the judge didn't really do anything other than basically deferred it to the goddamn higher courts, which, in my opinion, are going to go ahead and strike it down once again because of John Roberts and the liberals that are on the bench. I understand what she's saying in her argument. The judge, I believe it was a she. She wrote that the reason that it is inapplicable, this law, is because they didn't fulfill the obligations put forth in the law itself, which stated that premiums weren't going to go up, and secondly, people that didn't have insurance were going to be helped, and there was no funding for this crap. So because there was no funding, it pretty much nullifies the law until Congress funds the actual aspect of Obamacare in which it provides these subsidies that was advertised in Obamacare to begin with, if I read it correctly. Am I wrong?
That's pretty much the way I read it. I mean, this is typical of the last 15 years, funding things or making law for things we have no money for and no funding for.
Well, and basically what this precedent is trying to put forth is that the power of the United States purse is still in the Congress, and it doesn't lie with the president. But once again, I am not very optimistic as it relates to anything funneling its way into the Supreme Court. That's not until Donald Trump is elected so that we can get some goddamn conservative judges and wipe out the liberal influence that's infecting the goddamn Supreme Court. But I'm not really optimistic about this. I think that we're going to need an executive order, as far as I'm concerned, to eliminate Obamacare, because in essence, all it is a federal mandate of health insurance on a national scale, which is nothing more than a coerced, by force, monopoly on the people of the nation of the United States. I mean, we are forced through threat of fine or jail to purchase health insurance, which I think is I don't understand how this goddamn government got away with that to begin with, and why the courts are even debating whether or not this is somehow legitimate, illegitimate, or illegal or illegal. It's ridiculous. I mean, it is a coercion of government. It is a merging of the insurance companies with the government. So I'm not taking much. I'm not taking much into that, but I did read that. That's why I didn't really talk about it today.
Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Earlier this week, Claire Tippins shared a princess nickname generator, 3 pictures of her dog wearing a tutu, and 2 online quizzes, including, what candy is your dream castle made of? Claire, your sharing has tipped the sugar scale and turned into oversharing. But have no fear, princess. Geico has something worth sharing with your internet kingdom, like how you could save hundreds on your car insurance just by visiting geico.com. No magic wand required. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, that's about it for my comments. Could you please leave me on?
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Once again, folks, 516-453-9903. I want to hear from you. Once again, folks, we're talking about the variety of different subject matters in the news cycle, and these are things that definitely need to be discussed and talked about. Once again, as the caller alluded to, Obamacare was struck down in a federal court, but it was a lower court. And, of course, it set a precedent that's going to have to be argued again in other courts until it gets to the Supreme Court. In my personal opinion, it's going to be another strike down. And unless we get a president that gets into the damn office and signs an executive order striking down this federal mandate of health insurance, we're going to continue to see it as far as I'm concerned. Let's take another caller here. Do we got any more callers, engineer? All right. How about Teutonic Plague? You're on the horn. What you up to, man?
Hey, Ghost. I'm in a pretty decent mood. I passed all my finals, passed all my classes. School's done for me for the summer, man.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So, you got any plans for the summer?
I plan to. I've been applying for jobs. I'm job hunting. I need to capitalize before next term. I need to obtain some capital.
I don't blame you, man. So, yeah, you good luck with that search. Do you have anything to discuss today, man?
You know how I wanted to discuss the new mayor of London stand yesterday? Yeah. Well, you'll notice that I tweeted you, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, a pic. I took London's mayor, Sadiq Khan, and put him next to a picture of the ringleader behind the 7/7 bombings. You're aware of what those are, right? They happened in London?
Yeah, of course I am. In the tubes of London, yes.
Yeah. And this man's name is Mohammed Sadiq Khan, different spelling of Sadiq. And you'll notice they look very similar, and I am entertaining the possibility, in fact, I'm very seriously considering the possibility that the mayor of London and the 7/7 ringleader, I wouldn't put it past him if they were the same man but they shaved or something.
Well, I really wouldn't doubt it either, given all the underhanded shenanigans. I mean, the 28 pages as it relates to 9/11, Obama and NATO funding and creating and aiding ISIS. It's gone mad as far as I'm concerned, but I would not doubt it. Moreover, just to go ahead and continue on this subject matter, this man, Sadiq Khan, ever since he's gotten on the scene, on the national scene as it relates to the media, because he was elected the mayor, all right? I've noticed that this man cannot stop getting a camera in his face and talking and rabble-rousing and jabbering and running his gator. Typical leftist agitation. And moreover, what really disturbed me here recently is that he alluded to the fact that Trump better let in Muslims, and this is what he alluded to, let in Muslims to the country or they'll attack you. Now, this is what I'm talking about as it relates to Islamic extremism and how it's not necessarily accepted by all of Islamic Muslims throughout the international community.
But it's condoned because silence is consent.
Oh, absolutely silence is consent. And, for them to make veiled statements like this, and there's a lot of Muslims and supposedly moderate Muslims that are vocal out here in the international community that use these kinds of veiled threats. And in my personal opinion, I think they get off on it. And this is a very good example of Sadiq Khan, the new mayor of London, London's first Muslim mayor of Londonistan, for Christ's sake. I think that it's I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. I'm still in shock that London, the financial epicenter of the world, is now got a mayor that's a Muslim, and not just like some moderate Muslim like Dodi Al-Fayed or something. The guy that owns what the hell is that big mall in Europe. Mohammed Al-Fayed, not Dodi Al-Fayed. Mohammed Al-Fayed. Dodi was his son who got killed with Diana in that assassination. That's who that was. Anyway, man, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, is it just me, or I think in my personal opinion, this Sadiq Khan guy, he's starting to sound like, a little bit he's starting to sound like Mahmoud Allah Snack Bar in my personal opinion. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, good Lord. And shout out to Elliot Ghostger. I don't quite get the reference. It may or may not be offensive to you. I don't know, but I just want to give him a shout out real quick.
All right. Well, I think that he's trying to, troll under the guise of Elliot Rogers, who was the guy who, you get it. Anyway, I do believe that this Sadiq Khan is, once again throwing around his Islamic terrorist fervor through subtlety, through subliminal messagery. And I cannot believe that Britannia is falling so far, for Christ's sake. I mean, they are having a Muslim mayor, all right? I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, you got Gordon Brown out here saying that, it's not British to, leave the EU. You got, I don't know what to say. I don't think they're going to leave Brexit, man. I don't know. I don't think they're going to leave the EU now. I'm sorry. I don't think the Brexit vote is going to fulfill itself in Britannia. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, if they voted in, and let's just forget the fact that he's a Muslim mayor. He's a Labor Party leftist fruit bowl, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, even that aspect, the whole idea of this man's perspective, this man's political philosophy is ruining other parts of Europe, specifically within the European Union. Jesus Christ. Anyway, before we get into anything else, I'd like to go ahead and do some Twitter shout-outs right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio Show. All you have to do is go to my Twitter account, PoliticsGhost, all one word, no underscores, PoliticsGhost, and retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account that says, "No problem, listen live now." And if you retweet that tweet, I will give you a shout-out live, right here, right now on the broadcast. So let's go ahead and get to it right now. Do we got any Twitter shout-outs, engineer? All right, who else do we got? Oh, here we go with the freaking... Look, I'm tired of the rain jokes because it just does not want to stop raining in Texas. I'm not kidding around. I'm not overemphasizing that. I'm not over. I mean, it's just continuously. It's hailing. It's raining. I mean, the winds, the lightning. It's pathetic. It won't stop. I mean, who's doing this? I mean, what is it? Is this the age of Aquarius, for Christ's sake? The age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Texas Submarine Tours is the first one, so that's why I got all pissed off, for Christ's sake. It was hailing apples here freaking the other day, for Christ's sake. It was raining here earlier. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, we got Shot a Trap Ghost. We got DSP_TXT. Aussie Capitalist, what's going on, man? We got Ghost Did Pompeii, you stupid asshole. Let me see. We got Laggett in the house. John S.K. Woe in the place. Cruise dresser. Yeah, no, that should be a new terminology instead of cross-dresser or cruise dresser, for Christ's sake. We got Stingboy 257 in the house. I'm not going to say that disgusting name. We got UK Ghosty in the place. Metal Capitalist in the house. Once again, folks, if you want a Twitter shout-out, all you have to do is retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost, and the tweet to retweet is no problem. Listen live now, right here, to get a True Capitalist Radio shout-out. We got Capitalist UK in the house. I'm telling you, look, I know there's a lot of capitalists in the UK, and that's why I'm a little disappointed. That's why it breaks my heart to see Britannia literally breaking up by the socialist leftist ideas that enabled these influx of Muslim immigrants to influence the political spectrum of your country. And let me tell you, this Obama and the leftists of this country are trying to do the same goddamn thing in America, just like the leftists did in Canada, just like they did in Germany and the Netherlands and Brussels, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's just, Jesus Christ. Anyway. We got Kami Killa in the house, Green Leader 78 in the place, Aquastar G, Muslims for Texas. Yeah, shove it up your ass, you scumbag. You know, believe it or not, folks, all right, what was it, Panama? Panama got 1,000 Cuban immigrants on its shores, all right? Didn't know what to do with them. Did y'all hear about this? Didn't know what to do with them. I went to Mexico, say, hey, you want them? And they're like, we don't want no sticky Cubans. We don't want no sticky Cubans. You dump those sticky Cubans over there on the border of America. They don't care. And that's exactly what those sons of bitches did. And you know what we're doing? We're accepting them, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, no wonder Donald Trump is so adamant about this wall. No wonder. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we've got molested watermelon. That's disgusting. We've got the Tectonic Yoda in the house. Tectonic Yoda. We've got Talking Wednesday. We've got, I'm not saying that sick-ass name, for Christ's sake, Flamin' Nipple Chops. Who else do we got? Texas and Aqua. Ah, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. All right, look, I'm telling you right now, this is way too much rain for Texas. And aside from the rain, okay, the hail and all the damage that it's doing throughout the damn state, man, it's enough, Harp. That's enough. We don't need any more rain, all right? Please, no more rain. Jesus Christ. Ghost is a big dork. Shove it up your ass. Freaking dork, you asshole. I'm a bad man. Pills for Prince. Real funny. That's Jesus Christ, you soulless pricks. You soulless pricks. Capitalist for Trump in the house. Bot specialist in the place. Razor 360 in the house. Bohemian Grove in the place. Bohemian Grove? Jesus Christ. We got Reddit's Ghostbus. Yeah, real funny, asshole. Real funny. Don't compare me to that asshole. We've got New Zealand Morrissey in here. What's going on to the Kiwis out there? We have a lot of Kiwis who listen to this broadcast, believe it or not. That just goes to show you how worldwide the True Capitalist Radio is throughout the world, folks. I mean, we got people from freaking New Zealand, Australia. We got people in freaking South Korea. We got people in Europe, all over, sparsely throughout all of Europe, for Christ's sake. South America, Mexico, believe it or not. I heard a show about this broadcast done in complete Spanish. All right, so that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm telling you, we are a melting pot of friendship as it relates to this show. All right? And anybody who tries to suggest that I'm some kind of a racist or anything of that nature is a false indictment, is a complete liar, for Christ's sake, because I am a melting pot of friendship. I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be black, all right? A whole bunch of friends that happen to be Hispanics. A whole bunch of friends that happen to be WAP, Kraut, Mick, camel jockey, all right? So for you to sit here and suggest to me that I'm some sort of a goddamn racist is a false indictment. You people need to stop spreading that slanderous lie throughout these internets. Do you understand that, boy? Anyway, we got Exara Hawks in the house. Oh, Jub Joe in the house. What's going on, Jub? We got Templeton did 9/11. That's horrible. Leave my dog alone, for Christ's sake, all right? Leave my dog alone. We've got Short Drop Robin. Oh, man, Jesus Christ, man. Leave Robin Williams alone, too. I hated the bastard, don't get me wrong, but leaving. Look at, can we hang out, Robin? Can we hang out, Robin? What the hell is up with you and you people obsessed with Robin with Robin Williams, for Christ's sake? Choco Latte in the house. The Brony Network in the place. Who else do we got here? We're going to take a couple more Twitter shout-outs, then we're going to move on with the broadcast. Do we have any more Twitter shout-outs, engineer? Well, go ahead and put them on the screen so we can go ahead and shout them out and move on with the broadcast, because we got a lot of news to discuss, a lot of things to talk about here, right? We got my wife. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that, you enemy prick. I'm not saying it. Okay, let me see. Look at this. Austin Bay Shrimp Buffet. Oh, you son of a bitch. Bitch, for Christ's sake. Enough of the goddamn rain jokes. Look, I'm warning you. I'm warning all of you, all right? This is a serious issue that's affecting not only me, but Texans everywhere, all right, boy? I mean, it won't stop raining. It won't stop hailing. It was hailing apples, for Christ's sake. It was hailing apples, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Give me my mic. Where's the mic? Give me the mic. Give me that damn mic, for Christ's sake. Enough of the goddamn rain troll jokes, all right? Enough of this crap. There's enough of that crap. Anyway, we got God Hates Socialists. I hope so, for Christ's sake. We got Saints Rose for Ghost. Ghost Dick Khan, now real funny asshole. All right, real funny. We got Capitalism for the World and Texas Failed State, you asshole. Shove it up your ass, boy. Shove it up your ass. Let me tell you something right now, you scumbag. We're taking steps necessary to give ourselves leverage just in case Obama decides that he wants to throw some, false flag or something to try to make himself longer-term president than the 2 terms that he's supposed to do. Texas is taking the necessary steps necessary so that we can secede if that happens, boy. Do you understand that? And you want to know why we're doing that, boy? Because we're badasses, boy. You understand that? Everybody who's a native Texan is a badass, all right? Serious, a big balls, badass, fearless person, all right? That's why Texas has the reputation that it does, because we are fearless, boy. We're fearless. And if you want to see a good representation of Texas history, I strongly advise you to look at this one miniseries produced by the History Channel called Texas Rising. Texas Rising. That is probably it is the most beautiful representation, cinematic representation of the Texas Revolution. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough freaking Twitter shout-outs. I've had about enough of this crap. All right? Enough. These people are besmirching Texas. They're making fun of the fact that we're getting flooded, for Christ's sake, and they're not showing me the respect that I deserve. You people need to respect my name. Do you understand that, boy? You people need to put some respect on my goddamn name. Son of a bitch. You people need to put some respect on my name. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. We're already 9 minutes into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Of course, I'm your host, the man they call Ghost, episode number 264. I want to remind everybody that we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio isn't affected in the House blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the official website. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. You can download every single episode that yours truly has ever produced right there for free. And for you folks that are getting a little confused, you can download those for your own podcast purposes. All right, there is a little icon with a cloud with a little arrow pointing down towards it. So if you can see that cloud with the little arrow pointed down towards it, by the player, that's when you can download the podcast and put it on your phone, put it on your media device, whatever the case might be. All right, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And of course, folks, please follow me on Twitter if you haven't already done so. All right, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. We just reached 5,000 followers on Twitter, and believe it or not, folks, people really don't like Twitter. You know. I mean, people are so shoved up Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook that, you know, they don't even consider Twitter because, I don't know, it's just too difficult. I just don't get it. I mean, I'm not too fond of Twitter myself either, folks, but I find it's one of the most easiest and flexible social media programs to basically get a message out without having to deal with somebody's emotional BS. You know, I mean, I don't have a Facebook, but I lurk Facebook every now and then. You see these posts on these people's sites. You know, I'm not feeling good today. My mommy's sick, and I was supposed to go out to, like, Six Flags, and I wasn't going to go, and he didn't going to let me do it. And I mean, like a freaking, like, 4 or 5 paragraph freaking little diatribe about their life like we care. Anyway, excuse my French, folks. Let's move on with the broadcast here. All right. Once again, we were talking about how the Gulf sheikhs of the Persian Gulf have given Hillary and Bill Clinton $100 million in donations, wink, wink. And once again, this story comes out as Joe Biden positions himself to usurp the nomination from Hillary Rotten Clinton. And let me tell you, this story that came out about him choosing Elizabeth Warren as his VP just incepts the idea of a Biden, what's this stupid, goofy broad's name again? Elizabeth Warren ticket, all right? Now, on lighter news, I don't know if you want to call it lighter news, but old Caitlyn Jenner, remember that? Oh, just call me Caitlyn. Remember this, whatever, transgendered? I think it's a transvestite. I don't think it's a I don't think it's a true transgender. But Caitlyn Jenner, according to his biography, or her biography, excuse me, Jesus Christ, I can't do that in this triggered America. You know what I mean? You say he, it's like, hey, her. Okay, all right. Anyway, Caitlyn Jenner, according to her biographer, has had sex change regret. Sex change regret. Like this wasn't an impulsive, ridiculous idea that wasn't concocted out of your stupid idiot head. No, you don't say. Give me a break. Has sex change regret? How the hell do you have sex change regret? Huh? How the hell do you do that? Did he finally take like a 12-incher in the pooper and was like, and was like, I don't think this is for me anymore. I'm going back to the locker room and well, I don't get it. How the hell can you have sex change regret? I mean, I don't get it. I do not get this. But if you want my personal opinion, folks, my personal opinion is Bruce Jenner. All right, he learned from Kris Jenner, which is the mother of the Kardashian whores, all right, and he learned from her that all you have to do is create enough media circus so that people can create a reality show and, you be in the paparazzi's eye. I mean, you just have to be in the paparazzi's eye, in the media's spotlight all the time, no matter what, no matter how shameless it is, no matter how ridiculous it is, no matter how dumb it is, regardless, if you continuously put yourself in the mainstream, lamestream media spotlight, regardless, you continuously get paid. And to be honest with you, folks, that's how these Kardashians get paid. They get paid by exploiting their stupid lives, going out and just, extorting themselves, pimping themselves, whoring themselves, shameless. They don't care. And they were trained by their mother, Kris Jenner, for Christ's sake. And I personally believe, in my opinion, that, Bruce was looking at Kris, was like, Jesus Christ, look at this broad. She's making all kinds of money. What could I do? What could I do that could generate enough goddamn capital so that I can continue to sustain my lifestyle? Because remember, Bruce Jenner has had an extravagant lifestyle, folks, that he has to continue to sustain. This guy likes to fly planes. He likes to play golf every day. He likes to eat, nice meals, likes to live in huge mansions. I mean, all that requires a consistent flow of money, because you literally, when you have all those things, you're just burning money. You're burning capital. So unless you're filthy rich and are like, Bill Gates' son or something of that nature, you're not going to be able to just, throw money at the wind without continuously working, all right? And what the hell has Bruce Jenner done besides be some ridiculous athlete? And let me tell you, with all due respect to the Olympic athletes, those idiots don't get paid. Those idiots don't get paid until they finally win a medal or two, and then that's when they get the endorsements. That's when they get the Wheaties box and all that other crap. But they don't get paid, for Christ's sake. And even if they do, they don't get paid that much. I mean, if you look in the background of one Bruce Jenner, in my opinion, of course, this man used and abused women to obtain his wealth, all right? I mean, just look back, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, from what I understand, the woman that he was with before he won the Olympic gold in the decathlon, this woman supported his ass. I mean, while this guy was going out and training, I mean, this guy didn't have a job. He was training for the decathlon, so this broad was supporting him. Lo and behold, he went to the decathlon, and he's out of there. He's gone. He went with, what was it, the mother of his boys, whatever the boys' names are. I don't really care, but you get it, right, folks? I mean, the whole reason, in my opinion, Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner was for the money. That's right. It's for the money, for Christ's sake. And now that star is losing its luster, and not even the gay or tranny community are buying this crap anymore, now Caitlyn Jenner is having a little bit of sex change regret because, Jesus Christ, it's not working. I'm not making as much money. I really don't like these tits. I really don't like taking a 13 and a half up my pooper. I mean, you know what I mean? All this stuff is starting to come into his mind now. And now he's having sex change regret. Okay, so let's just go ahead. It's a free country. He can have sex change regret. What bathroom does this prick go into now, huh? Can somebody explain that one to me? Somebody wrap my head around that one. What does it go into the bath? What bathroom does it go into, huh? Does it go into the woman's bathroom because it was a woman at one time? Does it go into the man's bathroom? I mean, does he sit when he pisses? Does he stand at the urinal? I mean, what is this crap? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't want to talk anymore about Caitlyn Jenner, but I just find it ironic, all right? Find it ironic. Now this idiot has sex change regret. I mean, we're just coming up with new terms for new fictitious dilemmas in people's lives. How pathetic. How disgusting and pathetic. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, sex change regret. I mean, what the hell, you get to, what are you, you're taking a mulligan? I mean, this isn't golf, Bruce. This isn't a game of golf. You can't take a mulligan as it relates to sexual identity supposed crisis that you were having. This idiot, what is he going to do? He's going to take a freaking mulligan, for Christ's sake? What, is he going to take a drop? I mean, get the hell out of here, Bruce. Jesus Christ, sex change regret. I'm sorry. I mean... what the hell else is next, folks? What in the hell else is next? Sex change regret? Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Sex change. I'm sorry. That boggles my mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. It should boggle your mind, for Christ's sake. Sex change regret. Jesus Christ. Where's my drink? I gotta take a drink after this. Give me a drink. Jesus Christ. Oh, jeez. Sex change regret. Anyway, let me move on, folks. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. It's stupid. It's pathetic. But it looks like Bruce is coming back to us. Isn't that right? We missed you, Bruce. Come back to us, all right? We don't want you to look like some old hag burn victim, all right? We want you to look like the stretched-faced imbecile that you looked like before, you know? That pompous-ass idiot that walked around like aimlessly around, you know, that stupid Kardashian show. Anyway, folks, let me move on to another subject matter. George Zimmerman, he tried to sell the gun that killed Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that, but I did send out a tweet last night when this first hit the newswire, and I suggested that Obama, too, is so bad, he even has George Zimmerman selling his personal collectibles. And people were like, oh, Ghost, oh, give me a break, come on. I mean, that whole fiasco, I mean, we can talk about that, we can joke about that. I mean, first of all, George Zimmerman almost lost his freaking freedom over this crap, first of all. Secondly, Sabrina Fulton, which was, Trayvon's mama, and that father of his benefited economically generously, all right? Financially were rewarded generously, all right? So don't give me this crap about Trayvon Martin and, oh, it's too soon, it's too this. Hey, I mean, do you all remember, folks, I was on the air when that happened. I mean, the capitalist army was the first one to break the fact that this idiot Trayvon Martin had drug-dealing activities on his damn Twitter account once we found it. I mean, do y'all remember Monopolski? I mean, do y'all remember that, how far back that goes? Anyway, this guy Monopolski, we found his cousin, Trayvon's cousin, all right? And believe it or not, we found a tweet right after Trayvon had supposedly gotten shot by Monopolski. It's still floating around the internets out there somewhere. I like to call it, I know you whooped his ass dough tweet. I know you whooped his ass dough tweet. Basically suggesting that even though, he got killed or shot by George Zimmerman, he kicked his ass dough. Anyway, we broke that story. We also broke the story that, Skittles was being used on Trayvon Martin's Twitter account as reference to a grab bag of different drugs. Moreover, folks, I think people need to realize Arizona tea. If you put Arizona tea and Skittles together, these kids have found out that gets you a high that you never even heard of. And, when everybody was trying to make light of the fact that brother from another mother over here, Trayvon Martin, was out here I was just going out and getting some Skittles, and he was getting some Arizona tea. I mean, what, you can't get Skittles and Arizona tea? I mean, are you kidding me? Look, first of all, he should have never have been there, all right? He should have never have been there. You know why in the hell Trayvon Martin was walking around in that freaking gated community to begin with? Because his mama, Sabrina Fulton, kicked his ass out of the house. She kicked Trayvon's ass out of the house, for Christ's sake. You know what it takes for you to kick your goddamn kid out of the house? She kicked this kid out of the house. She called his daddy, who was shacking up, mind you, with some white woman, because you think this guy was making enough money to live in that condominium community, that private community that was getting break-ins, that was having criminal activity happening, for Christ's sake? Of course not. I think it's rather convenient. This idiot lives there, and all of a sudden there's all kinds of criminal activity that calls for people within the community to start canvassing the place to try to prevent this criminal activity, but that's another story, and that's my opinion. But this Trayvon Martin's daddy was shacking up at a goddamn white woman. I'm sure it was a fatty. I don't know this for sure, but, give me a break, all right? Shacking up over here at this woman's house, all right? And because Sabrina Fulton couldn't take any more Trayvon's ghetto-fied nonsense, couldn't handle him anymore, kicked him out of the house, said, look, you take him. You take him. So that's why Trayvon was there in that gated community, all right? That's why the Homeowners Association took it upon themselves to organize and to basically monitor the goddamn community themselves so that they can find out the culprits behind the latest mischievous criminal activity that was happening within their gated community. And look, folks, these idiots that are for Trayvon, they make it seem as if George Zimmerman had, he was behind a bush stalking Trayvon. He was out, like he specifically went out that night to go shoot somebody. That's not what happened, all right? Now, am I saying that George Zimmerman is a great man? No, I'm not, all right? I'm just saying that what he was doing was providing his community a service out of the will of his heart, out of the goodwill of his service to his community. He wasn't getting paid for this, all right? I mean, this was organized by his community because they wanted the goddamn criminality that was afflicting their gated community to stop, all right? And look, this George Zimmerman saw Trayvon Martin, and I know that the media, they keep showing this little kid, for Christ's sake, this little 13-year-old, 12-year-old pictures of this idiot. This guy was over 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he was wearing hoodies, for Christ's sake. He was a straight gangster. All right, we found his damn pictures. He's got, pictures with guns and money. He thinks he's, drugging or whatever the crap might be, for Christ's sake. He just approaches Trayvon and says, hey, who the hell are you? And, of course, Trayvon being Mr. Hood, thinking he's badass, just got kicked out of his mama's house, coming out here probably back-talking him, talking all kinds of ghetto-fied nonsense, for Christ's sake, provoking the whole situation. And one thing led to another, folks. Now, in my personal opinion, I would have done the same goddamn thing. Let me tell you something. I'm not joking around. The debacle that happened in Florida would not have happened in Texas. All right? It would have been an open and shut case in Texas out here. You cannot physically assault somebody and expect somebody just to sit there and take it in Texas. Out here, we got an open carry law thanks to our goddamn governor, Greg Abbott. So we can open carry out here like it's no big deal. People are out here walking around with open guns now all the time. All right? All the time. So that, people like Trayvon Martin that think they got a hair up their ass to just go up and just start becoming violent, now they've got a freaking barrel chamber deterrent to do that, you see? And that's exactly what happened to Trayvon Martin. I'm not saying he deserved to die, but, when you're up to no good things happen. And unfortunately, a byproduct of his up to no good was his life, all right? Now, if he would have just, been a good little boy and would have listened to his mama and not been some hood, think I'm a gangster, OG asshole, maybe he'd still be alive today, but he's not, all right? Now, the only reason I bring it up, folks, is because everybody is making this George Zimmerman's name trend on Twitter, and I'm sick and tired of everybody chastising this man as if this guy was a grand dragon going out wanting to purposely shoot black people or something of that nature. That is not the case. Trayvon was trespassing. Do you understand that? Trayvon was trespassing, and, freaking George Zimmerman was in his moral, ethical, and legal right to dispense justice with extreme prejudice once that situation escalated into a violent confrontation. All right? And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Sick and tired of people putting Trayvon Martin on some pedestal like he's mini black Jesus or something. Are you kidding me? He was a thug. That boy was a thug. His mama didn't want him. His daddy obviously didn't want him. So why the hell was he out there going to get a freaking Arizona tea and Skittles? I'm telling you, folks, these kids, they're finding weird ways to get high nowadays. You put some freaking Skittles in an Arizona tea, from what I understand, it gives you a goddamn high you ain't never even heard of before. But you see, this mainstream, lamestream media at the time was making it, he just went to go get some Skittles and some iced tea. Remember during those stupid protests relating to this dumb nonsense, they were holding up Skittles like, hey, look at this, Skittles. Oh, remember Trayvon? Stupid people, man. Stupid idiots. I mean, everybody that was, hook, line, and sinkered with this crap. Stupid. If you wore a hoodie thinking that you were doing something significant, you got hoodwinked. All right? If you were out there like, oh, look, Skittles, oh, look, Arizona Ice, you got hoodwinked, you stupid morons. I mean, you even had this president of ours come out and said, yeah, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. If you had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. No, he wouldn't. Trayvon's a dark black kid. You look like a freaking Taliban marathon runner, freaking Obama. Jesus Christ. I mean, look at how skinny you are. You're thin. You're gaunt. Don't compare yourself. I don't even think he's black. I want a black check on Barack Obama, to be completely honest with you, all right? I'm serious. I mean, this guy, he doesn't look black to me, all right? I'm sorry. I want a black check. I think that Sean King is more black than Barack Obama, as far as I'm concerned. I'm serious. I'm not joking around. At this point in time, I'm almost tempted to believe that Barack Obama is a Rachel Dolezal situation, because, I mean, look at what he's done to the black community in his 8-year tenure as president. Look at what he's done. Wake up, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I want to get through these last few subject matters, then we're going to go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti, folks. Did you hear Brazil's Senate suspended its president? Now the vice president is going to take control. I mean, come on. I didn't really want to talk about this because Brazilian politics is very complicated yet pathetic. Lest we forget that it was a military junta that had complete and total control of Brazil for the longest time, precisely for this situation right here. It doesn't seem like these Brazilians, as far as it pertains to a civilian government, know how to govern themselves. All right? I'm sorry. If you're from Brazil, I'm sorry. I mean, maybe you're just too close to the equator and you like screwing, I mean, I'm serious. I'm not joking. The abundance of world's transsexuals come from that part of the world. Carnival, have you ever heard of that crap? I mean, that's a sick whole citywide sexual orgy that everybody converges on. I mean, it's just a sick, disgusting country. And in my personal opinion, well, I shouldn't say sick, disgusting country. I take that back. I take that. I got Brazilians who are listening to me. It's not a sick, disgusting country. I'm sorry. What I meant to say was it is a perverted country that possibly has other things on its mind other than governing itself. Henceforth, that's why the military junta, prior to the inception of this current civilian government, ruled for so long. All right? I mean, seriously. I mean, it's pretty sad that, the military junta, prior to this freaking civilian government, actually ran the damn government pretty decently. I mean, it was like a non-biased military junta. I mean, seriously, I'm not kidding around. At some point they were energy independent based on sugar ethanol. But then, they had this freaking government come into control in Brazil. They started pumping oil offshore from their shores. Y'all remember that? They started, we're going to pump oil offshores. And they did the same crap that Venezuela did, all right? Same crap. That's why the broad that I fucking forgot her stupid name. I don't even care what her Rosafa, whatever the hell her stupid name is. This broad was a leftist guerrilla fighter against the junta, okay? And now that she's taking complete and total control and her leftist regime is in power, why did she get usurped? Why did her power get suspended? Because she abused the economic spending. All right, I mean, it was so corrupt, so disgusting, so pathetic, and now the economy is in peril. All right, I mean, seriously, when the military junta had power, I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, there was still poverty and there was still squalor, but, there was not a fiscal situation that could potentially put Brazil into a depression for about 5 to 10 years, depending on what Brazil can do as it relates to the economic damage that this leftist regime that was in power, still is kind of in power in Brazil did. They just overspent, misallocated resources. This is a result of central planning, folks. This is why I'm telling you, every time a bureaucrat, a leftist bureaucrat, mind you, comes into power, they just want to spend like it's going out of style, man. It's like they got a hold of Grandpa's credit card, and he's croaked, and yet nobody knows it, so they go out in the town for a whole... I'm serious, man. They just go spend happy. And the allocation of the resources are never appropriated properly by any of these bureaucrats because they've never had a real job in their life. So how the hell do they know how to allocate resources? They know how to run up a debt. They know how to screw up economies. And I'm telling you, each and every one of you leftists that continue to oblige yourself to this ideology, you people are stupid idiots. All right. Now, let me move on to Turkey. Have y'all heard about this standoff between the European Union? Same difference, for Christ's sake, international institutionalist bureaucrats, but the European Union and Turkey. Turkey wants the type of visa that is pretty much accorded, from what I understand, everybody within the European Union, meaning that if you're a member state of the European Union, your citizens can get a visa status allowing them to go into any country in the EU, it feels like, even work anywhere in the EU, so on and so forth. That's the whole reason why this whole construct was put together, to merge countries together and so on and so forth. Anyway, the EU is not very comfortable with that. The EU is not very comfortable with just granting Turkish citizens with visas, just to go in and come in and out anywhere in the EU, for Christ's sake. And Erdogan, the president, this power-hungry autocrat totalitarian asshole who is forcing Germany and that stupid dyke to prosecute its citizens who make fun of this idiot. This idiot is threatening to release, 500,000 refugees or 1 million refugees on the EU if they do not allow Turkish citizens to have this visa, which will allow citizens to go into any member state within the EU, like I believe every other membership state has. And this is a standoff. Nobody's budging. So we shall see if the Turkish president, Erdogan, whatever the hell his stupid name is, if the Turkish president is going to fulfill his word and is going to unleash 500,000 to 1 million illegal migrants into the EU. And these, of course, are wild Yehudis, folks, people that are battle-hardened, the same people that are ruining all of Europe. This guy is threatening now, all right? This Turkish president is threatening now the EU, the European Union. Do you understand what's going on here? How come nobody's threatening Turkey like how Dave Cameron and all the other Eurocrats are threatening Britannia as it relates to Brexit? Huh? Give me a break. You got the Turkish president acting like some freaking dictator out here on a grand scale, on an international scale, man. And you see, this serves these bureaucrats right. You know what I'm saying? Now these bureaucrats, their nuts are stuck, and they can't get them out. They should have never have allowed, first of all, Turkey to become a member state of the EU, first and foremost, okay? Secondly, I don't know why. I don't know why they've embraced Turkey as much as they've done. I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't care why. But now you're in a situation, folks, that if you're an EU member state, if you are residing in the European Union, I would be very wary about what Erdogan, the president of Turkey, is going to do about these 500,000 to 1 million wild Yehudis that he is going to, quote, unleash upon the European Union if the European Union doesn't grant this visa status to the Turkish citizens. So, once again, yet another thing for the Europeans to look out for. Oh, man, I would hate to have been in Europe, man. I would hate to be a European at this point in time. I feel bad for my European brethren. I'm serious. I feel bad for you guys. Anyway, last but certainly not least, folks, Russia. That's right. Russia is now speaking of nuclear war. And look, I'm not trying to be a hyper-sensationalist here, but they did say it. All right, they're talking about the potential of nuclear escalation if the United States continues to put these missile defense systems in Eastern Europe. All right, I mean, we've already, put preliminary defense systems within Poland. I believe the one that is causing the most ruckus now is the one that they're going to put in Romania. So this is making Russia feeling very uneasy. Meanwhile, we've got ISIS over here, right? We're supposed to be fighting ISIS, but we seem to ignore ISIS, right? We seem to ignore ISIS. I'll tell you why, folks. This is a Zbigniew Brzezinski foreign policy. That's why he didn't go after Iran. Remember, we were all after Iran in pre-2008. Before 2008, we had to get rid of Iran, Iran this, Iran that, right? All of a sudden, we're doing deals with Iran. Now all of a sudden, we just gave Iran $158 billion and signed a goddamn treaty with them so that they don't build nuclear weapons. All right, we're doing deals with Iran, trying to be friends with Iran, for Christ's sake. And who are we confronting? Russia and China. As I reported yesterday, we've got naval ships, United States naval ships in the China Sea, by that artificially made land dune in the middle of the China Sea in an attempt to show power to China. So literally, we're in debt, all right? Our country is going to pot, all right? We're divided like hell from race to gender to sex to sexual-related activity to bathroom stalls to everything, all right? And yet you've got these bureaucrats still trying to provoke an international conflict of nuclear proportions with the biggest superpowers on Earth. I mean, this is dangerous, folks. I'm serious. I do not like what's going on here. And look, Russia, it's not taking this very lightly either. I mean, it's already practiced some war games on some of the troops that are stationed in the Baltic Sea, some of the troops that are stationed in Eastern Europe. I mean, they've even went as far as trying to intercept some American planes within the region. So there's definitely some saber rattling going on, and I don't like it one bit, all right? I don't like it one goddamn bit. We should have no reason partaking in Cold War activities any longer, all right? I mean, both China, Russia, and the United States have a mutual enemy in radical Islam. I mean, you've got the Uyghurs in China that are starting to come up in the South Chinese region, for Christ's sake. You've got the Caucasus in the region of in the region of Chechnya that is causing a lot of ruckus with Russia. So this is an Islamic radical situation that has a mutual understanding, but for whatever reason, our foreign policy makers want us to have a confrontation with Russia and China. And these are nuclear powers, for Christ's sake. They're nuclear powers! This is dangerous, for Christ's sake, man. Wake up, people! Wake up! I'm serious. You've got the United States amidst all this crap. We're bankrupt, $20 trillion in debt, all kinds of crap, and yet we're putting missiles in goddamn Eastern Europe for what? To provoke the Russians? For what? Why are we doing this? It doesn't make sense, man. It's almost as if they want to provoke World War IV. They want to provoke World War IV because World War III was the Cold War, folks. World War IV, for Christ's sake, and I don't want it. We shouldn't want it. We need to keep vigilant. You need to keep your eyes open and realize what these damn bureaucrats are doing, for Christ's sake. They're bloodthirsty. I mean, just read about World War I. Just read about World War II. These leaders were bloodthirsty. They're sick. They're soulless. We have no business going into a nuclear conflict in the 21st century, folks. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, how far back in human evolution have we gone for us to be doing the same goddamn thing we were doing last century, you know? Stupid. Utterly stupid and pathetic.
Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Earlier this week, Claire Tippins shared a princess nickname generator, 3 pictures of her dog wearing a tutu, and 2 online quizzes, including what candy is your dream castle made of? Claire, your sharing has tipped the sugar scale and turned into oversharing. But have no fear, princess. Geico has something worth sharing with your internet kingdom, like how you could save hundreds on your car insurance just by visiting geico.com. No magic wand required. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about radio graffiti. That's right, folks. Radio graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you have to do is give me a call at 516-453-9903, and when I call on your Skype name or on your area code, you have exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. Just don't be a Helen Keller deaf mute. Before we get to any calls, please follow me on Twitter, folks. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And, of course, folks, this episode and every episode is archived for you to download absolutely free at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, and make sure to spread it around like wildfire that we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, baby. So make sure to let everybody know. You want to hear us live, you want to call into us, you want to interact with us, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Let everybody know. Anyway, do we got any callers, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti right now. All right, let's take it from the top. 205, Radio Graffiti.
There was once an NWO shell named Big Jack. He spent his whole life in his office in a hover-around wheelchair. His only friend was the engineer. He liked to partake in his favorite hobby, collecting cans. As of now, he has 45 cans neatly stacked, waiting to be knocked over. He has always wanted...
Yeah, all right, shut up. Just shove it up your ass. 949 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, shout out to the engineer. Go Trump, and keep me on the line.
Yeah, that's right. Go Trump, baby. Hey, you got a shout-out, engineer. Got a shout-out. Good for you. 717 Radio Graffiti.
When I lost the use of my legs, I wondered how I would get around to collect entitlement checks for my fibromyalgia. Imagine my surprise when I learned that I qualified for a brand new motorized wheelchair from Hambone Hover-Rounds. And because payments are EBT friendly, it didn't cost me a single penny. So if you're a cripple...
You son of a bitch. I mean, shove it up your ass, all right? That's not funny, for Christ's sake. I pay taxes. That's not funny. And I don't believe in fibromyalgia, boy. I don't believe in it. I think it's a made-up disease so that people could sit on their ass and collect disability as far as I'm concerned. All right? 502 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. I just want to say good show. And I was going to ask a question, but it's Radio Graffiti. But anyways, good show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. 518 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, did you see the Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is paying 20 news reporters to find information on Trump?
Yeah, you know what? We're working on that as we speak. I mean, we know there's skeletons in Jeff Bezos' closet. I mean, just look at that fruity little freaking bald fruit bowl little lispy bastard. You know that there's some definite skeletons in his closet. Let me tell you, I mean, even if they do find things in Trump's closet, for Christ's sake, he's the anti-candidate. It ain't going to work, all right? I mean, you know, this ain't no politician. You know, this ain't Ted Cruz where, you know, this guy's coming out, I'm Mr. Squeaky Clean, I'm Mr. Evangelical, I'm Mr. Conservative. This guy's, you know, nailing any goddamn woman that opens their legs to him, for Christ's sake. Man, he's a philanderous piece of lying trash. So, I mean, you know, Jeff Bezos can do whatever the hell he wants, but he ain't going to find nothing. And even if he does, so what? We don't want any of these freaking career bureaucrats anymore. We're tired of them. 810 Radio Graffiti.
All right, let me tell you something. This totalitarian piece of garbage, Donald Trump. They ain't even real capitalist.
Now, shut up and don't besmirch Donald Trump's name on this show, boy. Do not besmirch his name. 435 Radio Graffiti. No, we're not starting that today, you scumbags. 813 Radio Graffiti. Some competition for the freaking true capitalist penis up in here. 484 Radio Graffiti.
If any transsexual men out there that have interest in farting on me and curious of farting on my face, let me know. I am the fart receiver. I'm not a fart giver. I'm the one that like to receive farts because, like I said.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me a break. That's disgusting. Jesus Christ, what kind of sick-ass fetish is that? 781 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, you smell different when you're awake. It's nice. Keep it up.
Oh, shove it up your ass. 774 Radio Graffiti.
Fuck you, dude. I'm from fucking Boston. Feel the fucking burn. 2016, dude. Trump sucks fucking ass, dude.
Oh,
Fuck
give me a
you.
break, broad. How old are you anyway? How old are you?
Fuck you.
How old are you, you stupid skankosaurus, salmon-smelling whole slutbag? I'm talking to you. How old are you?
Wow, that was a lot of fucking words for someone that's like 80 fucking years old.
Yeah, well, you know, want to know why? Because I'm articulate and I know how to spoke, and unlike you, you damn running your gator having, nipple clamp loving, butt plug up the ass looking, tickling your twat having piece of trash. How old are you?
Don't fucking worry about it, you fucking pedophile.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I can hear the cleft palate in your voice, you damn stupid tard. Sit there and shut up. 952 Radio Graffiti.
Hello, this is Miss Piggy. Two quick things. One, I'd like to apologize for Kirby making a fool of himself on your show. Maybe they want me to be those imposter products. Shut up. And two, I'd very much appreciate it if you could stop spreading the rumor that I'm sitting on Gonzo's face. As if I've had anything to do with that freak, you ham-bone.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now we got Miss Piggy over here pissed off. Jesus Christ. 781 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, please let me poop in your mouth. Please let me poop in your mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you sick, twisted prick. Who we got? Thai Fruit Dragon Radio Graffiti.
I'm going to expose myself to 8-year-old kids.
Go ahead and take... shut up and don't splice me with crap like that again, you scumbag. 619 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, it's Astro. Shout out to the True Capitalist group on Steam, and shout out to Green Bio, Sergeant Joda, Botch, and Ilcera.
Hey, man, thanks a lot, Astro. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Critical Sands Radio Graffiti.
I'm going to tease.
Yeah, well, you know, unfortunately, your stupid net zero connection with your goddamn 14 4K modem mixed with your 386 SX computer couldn't bring the goddamn voice packets to the server, jerk dick. Pivot Idiot Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, if I joined the capitalist army, would you give me a free hand job?
No, not this internet butt stalker, no. Jesus Christ, I thought you're screening these callers, engineer. I thought you're screening these callers, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, I don't want to hear that son of a bitch, all right? That scumbag called my show every day for 2 years. He's the last guy that I want to hear on this broadcast, for Christ's sake. Anyway, Mighty Nate, Radio Graffiti.
I'm Ghost.
Internet butt stalker, S. Internet butt stalker, S. Internet butt stalker.
Jesus Christ, not this. Let me take a drink, folks, because, look, I'm not going to let these idiots get me off keister, all right? I'm not letting them get me off keister. a lot better, for Christ's sake. All right, who else do we got here? We've got American Truck Simulator, Radio Graffiti. My wife did 9/11. My wife did 9/11. My wife did... Jesus Christ! Damn it! I told you idiots enough of that stupid troll already. Enough of that stupid troll. I'm sick of it. Right when that stupid background music comes on, it makes me sick. That same stupid background music, and then you splice me. You pieces of trash. Goddamn piece of garbage. Give me the mic. Give me my mic. Give me the mic. Give me that damn mic, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Big American Patriot, Radio Graffiti. Go out and support Paul Ryan. Let everybody know. No, don't even. No, I never said that. You liar. You splicing piece of garbage. I would never support Paul Ryan. All right, boy? As a matter of fact, Paul Nalen, all right? You guys need to go out there and support Paul Nalen out there. Make memes. Make sure that this idiot, Paul Ryan, is not only does he step down from the convention chair and step down from Speaker of the House, get him voted out of office, baby, is what we need to do. Anyway, 614 Radio Graffiti.
Hear that, Ghost? My dogs are calling out your pussy-whipped toy dog. Oh, my.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Get out! You piece of crap! Stop, guys! Don't make fun of my dog! Don't you internet troll terrorist cyber vermin make fun of my dog! You all leave Templeton alone, for Christ's sake. Leave Templeton alone. Jesus Christ, you scumbag sons of bitches. I tell you, you scumbag sons of bitches. Jesus Christ, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Bill, Radio Goddamn Graffiti. Jesus Christ.
You never had bass in your voice?
I just freaking said that! What the hell? You internet butt-stalking pieces of crap! Shut up, all right? Shut up! It's because you people piss me off! You piss me off! You piss me off! Stupid pieces of crap. Jesus Christ. I'm getting jaded from this crap, for Christ's sake. There better be some decent goddamn callers coming around. Cave Johnson, Radio Graffiti.
Can I help you?
Hi, ma'am. I am going to be patronizing your store today, and I just wanted to make sure. I'm feeling like a woman today, so I'm going to be dressing like a woman. Is it okay for me to go ahead and just go into one of your bathrooms as a woman if I happen to relieve myself?
Wait, explain this to me again?
I'm feeling like a woman today, so I'm going to be dressing like a woman.
Okay, you feel like a woman, and you're going to be dressing like a woman, so you'd like to use the woman's ladies' room, right?
Is it okay for me to go ahead and just go into one of your bathrooms as a woman if I happen to relieve myself?
We don't have a public restroom.
Well, I still have my beard, but I will be wearing a wig.
You have your beard, and you'll be wearing a wig.
Okay. Power to the tranny. Jesus Christ. Now you idiots are calling stores with that now? Jesus Christ, I mean, good God. Good God. Oh, my God. Teutonic Plague, Radio Graffiti.
Give me capitalism or give me death. www.blogtalkradio.com/ghost.
Hey, thank you very much there, Teutonic Plague. A real black guy, Radio Graffiti.
I guess Ghost got what he deserved. A midget bound down to a wheelchair with butt plugs far up in his ass, using tiny fists to beat his wife.
Jesus Christ. Get this shit. Get him out of here. These sick-ass songs, for Christ's sake. I mean, look at this crap. You hear this? Are you hearing this? Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, we're about out of time of the live show, and we're about to approach the post-show edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, folks. And the only way that you're going to be able to hear that is if you call the show right now, all right? 516-453-9903. If you call the show right now, it's the only way that you're going to be able to listen to it. Or you can listen to it at blogtalkradio.com/ghost in the podcast archive as soon as we're finished taping the third hour of this broadcast. All right, folks? Once again, I will be back tomorrow for a Baller Friday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is going to be a free format edition of the show, so that means we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about tomorrow, so think about it. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, folks, please follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. I hope to see you for tomorrow, Baller Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Long live the capitalist army, baby, and spread it around like wildfire. Spread it around like wildfire. All right, folks, we are now in the third hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and once again, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. For you folks that are tuning in with me live, I want to appreciate your patronage. You guys are just chilling there on the phone or on a Skype. Thank you very much for listening. And moreover, I want to thank the podcast listeners. We have a tremendous amount of people who actually listen to the broadcast via the podcast. So every time I do any kind of post-show edition, as it relates to this broadcast, it's definitely because of the people who download the podcast. I'm serious. So I appreciate you folks that are listening, and you can't tune in live with us, whether you're working, whether you're out, capitalizing, whatever you're doing. I want to say cheers. Cheers to you especially right here. I'm going to go ahead and take a swig of this. Cheers to all you people capitalizing, all the workers, the taxpayers throughout the world, baby. You understand that? Anyway, folks, once again, I am really taken back. I hate to keep bringing up the the sex change regret of Caitlyn Jenner, but, folks, this is what has happened to the social landscape of our country, folks. All right? I'm serious. I'm not kidding around. I even read an article today that stated that most girls have, and it said this was the article, most straight girls have lesbian sex. Huh? Oh, isn't that great? Oh, that's just fabulous, isn't it? That's just freaking fabulous. And that's why I'm saying, folks, our social landscape is completely warped. That's why you have a lot of people that are alone. You've got a lot of people that are single. You know, you got a lot of people that don't know why they're single. They don't know why they're alone. And the reason is, folks, is because most of you are egotistical pricks. You know, you've been incepted ideas via Hollywood, via your pop singers, via entertainers. You're not dealing with reality. You know, you think that when you get with somebody that they're supposed to be your jester. Like, if they get with you, they're supposed to entertain you 24 hours a day. You know, like being in a relationship is supposed to be exciting all the time. That's not the way it is. All right? That's not the way it is. I mean, the way it is that when you get with somebody, and whether if you're in a relationship that's heterosexual or homosexual, lesbianic, transsexual, gender fluid, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when you get in a relationship, you're committing yourself to that person, and that person should be committing themselves to you. You should be coming together as one union, one force, and be able to understand that you're going to have to navigate that life with that person. All right? And that means that the good times and the bad times. And moreover, when those bad times arise, whoever's fault it is, Yeah, there's time to argue about it. There's time to, point fingers about it, but you need to rectify it. You cannot let petty arguments, which is basically the fundamental of all domestic violence issues in America today, in my opinion, petty arguments that escalate into ridiculousness. All right, now, I don't want to become a relationship advice expert here, but I am trying to give some advice to those that are lonely, that are individuals that know they have a good heart, they have good heads on their shoulders, they're capitalists, whatever the case might be. The reason that you're probably not finding a significant other is because you believe that you deserve a certain visual image of a significant other. And you see, that is your problem, folks. You are basing your whole life of a relationship. You're basing your whole relationship future on an image. First, it's visual. And then once you get something that appeases you visually, then you start obliging whatever has been incepted in your head via Hollywood, via movies, romantic comedies, and all this other crap. And that's why people are so alone in this country today and in the West. And not to mention, you've got all these divisive issues, all these isms like feminism and, the LGBTQ community. They want to keep people separate. They want to keep people alone. And the reason they want to keep you separate and alone, because it makes them relevant. It makes their whole group dynamic relevant. If you found a significant other, you wouldn't have the time, energy, or want to partake in this ridiculous nonsense that are these ridiculous rallies, protests, and all this other crap relating to this. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I'm strongly urging everybody that is lonely, that's just sitting there on the internet, sitting there on the computer, playing with their pecker shafts, it's time for you to go out and get yourself a significant other. First and foremost, you need to find out who the hell you are, all right? You need to find out who the hell you are, what sexually gratifies you, what exactly you want in life, what do you want in a partner, and be realistic about it. Don't be some egotistical bastard, and look at your own attributes, look at your own resume, for a lack of a better term, and see if it's applicable to the women or the other significant others that you're attempting to attract. No one is going to like you if you have nothing to offer, folks. It's as simple as that. No one is just going to like you for you. If people just liked you for you, you wouldn't be alone, all right? Seriously. I'm not kidding around. And this same thing applies to friendships as well, folks, okay? And look, the reason I'm going off on this tirade here is because I believe people are a little warped as it relates to the social landscape of this country. All right? I mean, this goes to relationships and friendships. Friendships nowadays is one side weighing down the other side. I mean, it's a pendulum that weighs down heavily on one side, and that one side that weighs down heavily is the dependent party of the friendship. It doesn't always happen. Of course, there's exceptions to the rule. For the majority, though, friendship is based on dependency. It's based on one friend being dependent on another, whether it's for emotional support, financial support, material support, some kind of support. And meanwhile, the person that's giving the support, there's no reciprocation on that same aspect of friendship. And when that one friend who is always supporting the other friend asks that other friend for support, they look at them like they farted on them on their best Sunday dress or something. You understand? Once you stop doing for a friend what you have set precedent in doing, all of a sudden that friendship is fractured. For instance, just a quick example, if you always, gave your friends money, right? Let's say you always gave your friend money whenever they asked for it, right? And, you know, they're your friend, right? You like the way they are. They make you laugh. I mean, there's some kind of social angle that's making you come out the pocket and give your friend whatever money. Well, there's going to come a point in time where that money is going to add up to a lot of money, and at some point that lot of money is going to be a little bit more burdensome than just a couple of dollars. And when you stop giving that dependent friend money, that's when it all of a sudden becomes a problem. You see, the friend, the dependent friend, doesn't look at, hey, can you lend me some money? Hey, can you lend me some money, as a favor. That friend doesn't look as a gesture of genuine friendship, of care, of compassion. You know, they don't look at it like that. They look at it as if, hey, I'm your friend, and because you did this for me before, you should do this for me all the time. And when you stop doing it, that's when the friendship is fractured, folks. I mean, and if you've, you know, had your experience with friendships, you know exactly what I'm talking about, folks. And that's why I always say I don't have friends. I have associates. And the only people that are my close personal friends, they can be liquidated at any point in time, because all it takes is one betrayal. All it takes is, you know, one bad decision. All it takes is, you know, something that can genuinely fracture a genuine friendship for it to be no longer valid. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I don't believe in forgiving. All right? Now, if you're going to forgive once, that's your problem. Because that's where that whole story goes. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And you see, folks, I don't forgive anybody. You understand? Because forgiveness is weakness. All right? Because if they can get away with it one time with you, they can get away with it again. And you see, that's what takes strength, is the ability to understand that you can't just forgive people, no matter how close of a family, friend, or whatever close member of your inner circle they are. Once an element of true betrayal, true backstabbing, or true dissent happens, you have to learn just to cut that off like a cancer, regardless of what was in the past. Regardless if you have memories with this person, because once again, everything changes, folks. Nothing ever stays the same. Always remember that. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. So that's why I always advise people that you need to look after yourself first, and whoever you bring in as your significant other. All right? That's the only person that you can truly trust. Because they're going to be living with you. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to be smelling your crap. You understand? They're going to be seeing your shit-stained underwear, your blood farts in the bed sheet, and all that other crap. You understand that? You got to learn to trust somebody. And that's why I'm telling you, as it pertains to a relationship, it's more important to find a significant other than it is to have a bunch of dumbass friends. Because at least a significant other, you have an opportunity to trust somebody that I would hope you would find that truly wants to see your success, because your success means their success, mutual success. And that's why I keep telling people that are out here that, you know, you hear these anime freaks saying, oh, well, they're like the perfect woman. And then when I ask them, well, what makes them so perfect? Oh, they just look so great. And I mean, once again, imagery. And then if we were to put a mirror on the person describing the supposed perfect woman in anime, this guy's probably a fat piece of unshaven, neck-bearded, balding, you know, old, wrinkly piece of garbage. I mean, you understand? I mean, you people need to understand this, okay? Unless you're a filthy rich capitalist which can buy any piece of tail or any male, if you happen to be a female, or unless you're willing to do the work necessary, which is working out, plastic surgery, whatever, you cannot have this, you know, visual representation of what you feel is the perfect mate. All right? Seriously, if you're a disgusting, just a tub of garbage, all right, and nobody's talking to you because you were just utterly physically repulsive, well, then you've got one of two choices, as I've stated time and time again. Or actually, you got three choices. The first choice is to become a seriously rich capitalist and buy, whoever you want, okay? The second choice is stop thinking that you are going to get yourself some fine piece of tail and slap your fat self back into reality and start looking for somebody more your size, literally and figuratively, all right? Or thirdly, you just don't date and shut up and get over it, all right? And become a priest or something, or join a monastery or some crap. I'm serious. I'm sick and tired of these people. With all due respect, they have these fictitious ideas of what a beautiful person is, and that idea of what a beautiful person is, that's what they want as a relationship. And then they wonder why everybody's alone. Everybody's alone. You take a look at the hottest pieces of ass as it relates to the females. They're all alone. They're all alone. You look at the males, for Christ's sake, they're all alone. Maybe they captured one or two women, but they got divorced, jumped ship, something of that nature. I mean, everybody's alone. That's because everybody's living this false idea that the world revolves around them. Hey, assholes, this is the real world, where things don't go your goddamn way. Not everything is intended to go your goddamn way. And you people need to understand this. And that includes, getting some hot piece of tail that looks like some anime cartoon. It ain't never going to happen. Get it out of your head. You're fooling yourself. You're an idiot. It ain't never going to happen. And the only way it is going to happen is if you're a tremendously successful capitalist, which I doubt you are if you're spending so much time on freaking sexualizing cartoons, or you do the proper things necessary to trim your fat ass down, and if you look like an ugly piece of trash, well then to get plastic surgery necessary so you can go out and get what you desire. If you don't want to do those things, then shut the hell up. Then shut up and then just take whatever card you're getting, all right? That's all there is to it. Enjoy the Pop-Tarts, all right? Keep flapping your fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboards. Keep doing that and shut your mouth. Seriously, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that soliloquy, but it needs to be said, for Christ's sake, because, once again, the social landscape of this country has gone completely mad. And look, I don't care what your sexual identity is. I don't care if you're a homosexual. I don't care if you're a transgender, gender fluid, lesbo. I don't give a crap, all right? But as I've stated previous, from what I gather from the gay and lesbian and gender fluid queer community, there is a very rare case of monogamy within these groups. And rightfully so. As I've always stated, folks, if you are going to identify yourself as the first thing that people identify you as is something sexual, well, then what are you to expect of yourself? Homosexuals, that's the first thing they want you to know, that they're a homosexual. They want you to know that they either take it in the pooper or servicing glory holes or diving on muffs. All right? Your first introduction to these people is that they want you to know what they like sexually. Now, once you are introduced to somebody at first, just introducing to somebody on that context, how else are you supposed to react other than sexual carnality and promiscuousness? Huh? And that's why you have such non-monogamous relationships in the homosexual communities. All right, and that's why I try to tell the trannies, hey, trannies, you need to disassociate yourself from the LGBTQ community, because I know that the majority of trannies, they're not carnal in nature, all right? They actually want you to believe, or at least true transgenders, they want you to believe that they're a woman. They're trying to do everything necessary to make you believe that they're a woman so you can treat them like a woman And if you treat them like a woman, then they'll give you sexual gratification. There's conditions in relations to the sexual gratification to many transsexuals, which is in complete contradiction to what the homosexuals and the lesbos and the gender fluid queers. It's in complete contradiction because what the Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. All these terms, for Christ's sake, all these sexual terms. The gays, the lesbians, and the gender fluid queers, what they want is sexuality. They want sexual carnality. That is the basis of themselves. That's the basis of their communities. And that's why they find it very hard amongst themselves to stay monogamous. And you see, what I don't understand is you've got all these LGBTQ communities and these nonprofit organizations and all these spokespeople out here, and how come they never talk about these issues? They never talk about the fact that there's not a prevalence of monogamy within the LGBTQ community, even though it seems that everybody and their brother is either playing the flesh flute or taking it in the shit funnel, all right, or diving on muffs out here. I'm serious. I don't mean to be so blatant. It's the goddamn truth. So as I stated, folks, it's so carnal in the gay community and the lesbian community. I strongly urge you, and of course this is X-rated, folks, but take a look at your Craigslist. All right, take a look at the casual encounters out there, for Christ's sake. It's disgusting. I mean, you've got people, lesbians and gays, trying to look for sexual partners on a habitual basis, and many of the times they're requesting that they use no protection. I'm serious. So once again, okay, let's take it back one more time, all right? The essence of lesbians and gays and gender fluid queers is carnality, because if the first thing they want you to know about them is their sexual identity, well, then they're introducing you to a sexual proposition right as you meet them. Not the fact that, hey, I'm a nice person, or hey, I'm a plumber, or hey, I'm a salesperson, or hey, I'm an entrepreneur. No. Hey, I'm either a gay or a lesbo or gender fluid queer or whatever the case might be. That's the first thing that you meet. That's the first thing you see. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let me take a couple of more calls of Radio Graffiti, and then I'm going to move out of here. All right, folks. Do we have any freaking Radio Graffiti callers here, engineer? All right, we're going to take a couple of Radio Graffiti callers, and then I'm going to get out of here. Remember, folks, tomorrow, Baller Friday, free format edition of the True Capitalist Radio Show. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about. We're going to be taking your calls throughout the whole entire show, so be sure to tune in with us 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Now, let's go ahead to some post-Radio Graffiti right now. All right, 727 Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ, I don't know. He's playing a game or something. 949 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, you called on me already. Can you keep me on the line now?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I already called on you. Sorry about that, man. How about Stephen Burnish, Radio Graffiti? We need some bureaucrats' ideas to be able to fix the mess that these ridiculous capitalists got us. Oh, shut up your ass with that splice, all right? I would never say something like that about some goddamn filthy, disgusting bureaucrat. Son of a bitch. 716 Radio Graffiti.
The age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, Aquarius.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Another remix, for Christ's sake. Good Lord. 781 Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ.
I can't wait for you to finger my 14-year-old asshole. Come
Oh,
on,
you sick, disgusting prick. Get out of here. Get him off, for Christ's sake. 774 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, fuck, Ghost. I love the fact that you're a cripple. Oh, fuck. Oh, you're so horny.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And you're a disgusting little perverted piece of crap woman, I'll tell you that. And secondly, I'm not a cripple. Jesus Christ. Trucking Poop Tickler, Radio Graffiti. So I think that we're going to need an executive order and wipe out the Teutonic plagues that's infecting the goddamn True Capitalist radio broadcast. You son of a bitch. Can you all leave Teutonic plague alone? Leave the man alone. Jesus Christ. Who else do we got? Baltimore Trucker Radio Graffiti.
Now you idiots are calling stores. Now you idiots are calling stores. Now you idiots.
Jesus Christ, with this stupid dumb troll. Enough of it, crap. Good God. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, Renegade Supreme Dalek, Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ.
I am going to throw Roger Stones into wood chippers.
You son of a bitch. Do not besmirch the name of my associate, Roger Stone. Do you understand that, boy? Don't you dare. Don't you goddamn dare, boy. And I encourage all of you to follow Roger Stone. Roger J. Stone Jr. is the Twitter name. He's an associate of mine. Definitely a part of the Trump train, baby. Capitalist Guitarist, Radio Graffiti.
When my baby moved in and the blues moved down, there ain't nothing that I could do. So I mosey around with my head in my hands. Oh Lord, what am I coming to do? Just keep on the blues. Well, I load up my phone, and Mama, please come home. Daddy's lonesome, all I do is home.
Oh, well, you got some bluegrass going on there, something of that nature. Anyway, we're running out of callers here. I'm going to call on, Jesus Christ, we're running out of callers. 646 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, have you heard that in California you can now get a sex change for your pet?
Sex change for a pet. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I'm just, I don't even... You know, that's it for me. Get this freaking mic out of my... Get this mic out of my face! Man, I'm getting freaking jaded by all this crap, man, all right? I'm getting jaded. I mean, I'm depressed. I mean, sex change operations for pets out here. You got freaking sex change regret. I mean, you got freaking bathroom debates. I mean, what in the blue hell is going on here? Jesus Christ, these disgusting, filthy, leftist social engineers. These filthy leftist social engineers. These filthy leftist social engineers. They piss me off. They piss me off. They piss me off. Goddamn socialist engineers. God damn it. Goddamn socialist social engineers, you pieces of crap. You're ruining the world. You're ruining the whole entire world, for Christ's sake, man. You're soulless bureaucrats. You're soulless. Good God. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me that freaking mic, for Christ's sake. That's why I'm telling every one of you. That's why I'm telling each and every one of you, this is a capitalist revolution. Do you understand that? And it has been sparked by Donald Trump. And you people need to understand this. You need to heed the call. You need to get off the sidelines and get on the front lines, because the front lines are right outside your goddamn door. It's time for you all to start spreading the information about capitalism, about spreading the information and the truth about Donald Trump, about spreading the information and the news and the truth about the systematic, bureaucratic, international takeover of the globe. Do you understand that? I'm not joking. I'm not kidding around. This is a capitalist revolution. As I've stated, the capitalists have already taken full control of the GOP. You understand that? The GOP is ours. It belongs to us. And now the capitalists and the capitalist revolution, we're headed all the way to the White House, boy. Do you understand that? And when we, the capitalists, take control of the White House, we're going to change the world. We're going to rock the planet, baby. I mean, that's what's motivating me to come up here every single goddamn day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do you understand that? I am sparking synapses out here. I'm encouraging capitalists. You understand that? That's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing throughout the world right now. I want people to become capitalists. Because by God, folks, in capitalism, by pursuing your own self-interest, by default, you are contributing to the collective. Do you understand that? That's what capitalism is all about. As long as you're working and paying taxes, for Christ's sake, you are contributing to society. It doesn't matter if you're a shit stall cleaner. It doesn't matter if you clean enema bags for a living. It doesn't matter if you're the adult theater cleaner after the freaking 5:30 a.m. session. It doesn't matter. As long as you're getting paid and you're doing something to get paid to do it. Do you understand that? You're contributing a hell of a lot more than those that are sucking off the teat of Big Brother government. You are better than these people. You must know this. You must know that you're better than these people. If you're a goddamn capitalist, you're working for your money, you are way better than anybody collecting off the government teat. Because you decided that you're not going to allow a bureaucrat to dictate your destiny. You decided that you're not going to let some goddamn bureaucrat dictate how much money you can have, what kind of house you can live in, what kind of car you can drive. You decided to use your own abilities, your own creativity, and your own prowess to carve out your own destiny. And that's what capitalism is all about. And that's what Donald Trump is going to bring forth when he is president of the United States, folks. And that's why it's so important that each and every one of you help the Trump train move full steam ahead. And I'm talking about even if it's as little as something as retweeting a news report, something as spreading some goddamn information as it relates to your sphere of influence of social media. We need you to do anything you can. The Trump train is calling on you. The capitalist army needs you. This is a capitalist revolution. And we need to continue this forward. We cannot let these bureaucrats win. You understand that? We cannot let these bureaucrats win. It's an information war now, folks. And now it's time for you to get on the front lines here. You're on the internets. It's time for you to start spreading some information. It's time for you to start spreading capitalism. It's about time for you to start exposing the hypocrisy within these international bureaucracies. It's time for you to do it, man. All right, because we are the new media. I mean, these bureaucrats are already taking away free speech in Europe. They're already taking away free speech on the internet in Europe. We got to practice it, man. We got to continue doing what we're doing. You got to continue spreading information. Get a blog, all right? Make some memes. Do whatever it takes, but get political, and you better get political quick. Because as I've stated, Donald Trump is the last line in the sand for America. And if America is going to survive and America is going to be great again, Donald Trump is the only and last candidate, in my opinion, that is going to make this possible. Because if we elect any one of these institutionalist bureaucrats, this country is completely destroyed. It's almost destroyed. I mean, we got negative GDP, for Christ's sake. The middle class is almost wiped out. It's almost destroyed. And that's why I'm saying. That's why I am saying I am calling on you. You are the new media. All right? The capitalist army needs you. Whatever sphere of influence you have within your social media circles. All right? Whatever abilities you may have as it relates to internet videography, internet blogging, internet coding, whatever. We need you to apply your skills and a little bit of time and energy to making sure that not only is Trump elected as president, but helping our brethren across the pond and making sure that the referendum on the EU is passed. You understand that? And making sure they get the hell out of the EU. Get it out of here. We need to dismantle international bureaucracies. We need to expose hypocrisy. We need to expose the truth on these hypocritical bureaucrats. We need to stop career politicians. We need to do a lot of things, folks, and that requires us to do it. That's the whole reason why our forefathers created the Constitution and created the system that we have today, is so that you can participate in the political process. But if you fail to participate in the political process, well, by God, look at what's happened today. You've got these political institutions that think that they can have voterless elections. And the reason they think that is because they're like, hey, you never participated before. Now all of a sudden you want to participate? No, that's not how it works. Yes, it's how it works. Yes, it's how it works, you damn stupid bureaucratic pieces of trash. And that's why I'm calling on each and everybody out there on the internets, man. You got to do something, man. Seriously, you got to do something. You've got to do something. Spread the information. Spread news articles. All right? I mean, just do whatever it takes. Spread the word about this show, for Christ's sake. Do whatever it takes. By God, we need you, for Christ's sake. We need you. Because this is going to be a long, hard battle. Because these damn bureaucrats are not going to go quietly. They're not going to just lie down, for Christ's sake. I mean, where else are these bureaucrats going to go? All they know is how to be some bureaucratic, soulless piece of trash. So please, the capitalist army wants you. Are you going to heed the call, for Christ's sake? Anyway, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. I will be here, same place, same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time for Baller Friday, free format edition. And once again, we're going to be taking calls all throughout the show. So make sure that if you want to call into the show, make sure you know what you want to discuss first and foremost. And secondly, keep the goddamn prank calls and all that Radio Graffiti crap to Radio Graffiti, all right? We'll have a longer Radio Graffiti time tomorrow, all right? It'll be pure call-in show session for a Baller Friday, all right? So be anticipating that. Spread the word about it, for Christ's sake, all right? Don't be a milky liquor. Spread the goddamn word, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not already done so, folks, please follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. All right? And make sure to spread the freaking show around like wildfire. All right? We got all kinds of little buttons right next to the goddamn player right in front of your freaking face. All right, we got Facebook like buttons and retweet this buttons and other social media buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, all right? It's just a freaking click, for Christ's sake, you lazy pricks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, the whole reason why I come up here every day and do this show is to spark synapses in capitalists throughout the world and to make sure that this capitalist revolution that was sparked by Donald Trump fulfills itself all the way to the damn White House, boy. All right, because this White House, this country, it's ours. It belongs to us. And that's all there is to it, folks. Anyway, once again, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, Baller Friday, baby. As a matter of fact, before I leave, let me take a swig here. And, hey, by the way, I really appreciate all the tweets of pictures of people enjoying their Baller Friday with an alcoholic beverage. I really appreciate that. So if you happen to be kicking back tomorrow, chilling, celebrating your success as a capitalist through your hard week's work, tweet at me a picture of whatever you're drinking, for Christ's sake, and please be over the legal drinking age as well. Cheers to the capitalist army, cheers to the Trump train, and cheers to the taxpayer and the worker throughout the world. Cheers, baby. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, man, please let everybody know about Baller Friday tomorrow, right? I'm really trying to break this threshold of 50,000 live listeners. I want to make it 100,000. I want to make it 150,000. So please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that we're in effect in the house. Remember, Twitter name, Politics Ghost. I am out of here. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism, death to communism and socialism, and death to totalitarianism. I'm out of here. See you Baller Friday tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm out of here, boy.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.